Folks, test, 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 test. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, folks. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. We're going to take a seat. Take a seat, everybody. And you come. And you come, troops. Come on in. Hello, Velcro Muff. Hello, Freddie, Ryan, Caroline, Nice Blue Skies. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Hello, Steve Scribbles, Ryan, everything. Hello, hello, folks. Hello, Puss Tang. Ian Lee, hello. Ian Lee says, I thought you were getting a green screen, not getting a great new window so we could see outside. See, that's how good it is. Wait till I tell him, because it was actually Ian Lee said, okay, I'm just going to do what Limmy's doing. I'm going to copy Limmy and I'm going to go to Twitch and see how that goes. I thought, let's see how this goes. And then I saw him playing Red Dead Redemption 2 with a fucking green screen. And I thought, how's this cunt got a green screen and I've no? He's new to the game. I'm no. I've been doing this for a fortnight. He's just in the fucking door. So I went straight out and got myself a green screen. Now wait till I tell him this. Ian. Wait till I tell him this. Ian. Just need to go to settings. Wait till I tell him this. This is a green screen. Wait till he sees his reaction here. He's going to fall off his seat. This is a green screen. This is a green screen. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, Autistic Femboy. You just don't know these days if people are taking a piss or if you know they're being genuine. Right, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Well, some people are asking how did it go last night. In case you didn't watch last night, before I really get started with the Monday, the morning motivator, a few people were asking what happened last night. I'll tell you what happened last night on the stream. Last night I was doing one of my spooky, creepy webcams storytelling. It then turned into a kind of... There was a guy and his pal broke into his granddad's house. This is a story I made up. A guy and his pal broke into his granddad's house and because they found a treasure map belonging to the granda, and they dug up a wee bit under the cupboard under the stairs, and they found a head, and it was the head of his granny. He found out that the granda had maybe accidentally, or the granny had died, banged her head or something, so he buried her there, knowing that people would blame him, and there was a big hole at the top of the skull, and the two of the guys shagged the hole in the top of the skull. It just took that kind of turn and then they cut off the granda's cock, shoved it in the hole, and then they shagged the granda's hole. And then some people are saying, because of what I said there, and probably knew what I've said now, that would probably get me to lose my partnership with Twitch because it's of a sexual nature, and that's banned. So I deleted that video. I downloaded it first though to stick it on YouTube if I can do that. But nobody gave me a warning. Nobody has said anything. Nobody for Twitch has officially got in touch and said you can't say things like that. But better safe than sorry. So I took it. So glad you liked it, that person, Freddie. I can hardly read it because it's that dark blue and black. So here it is, troops. This is a Monday morning motivator. The morning motivator. Now, is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to get you motivated? And I'm going to go for 10 minutes. You can joke about stuff like that if it's a joke. If it was to another streamer, you'd be in trouble. But as a joke, you'd be fine, Limmy pal. Pleb Central, you don't know that, mate. You don't know that. You don't know that for absolute sure. You don't know that. The world's full of people who say this is how it will be, and it isn't. You're talking to the wrong guy. I'm the person who predicted the exact result percentage-wise of Brexit, and the exact result percentage-wise the Scottish vote for Brexit. Against Brexit. I predicted the exact number. You can check it out on Twitter. I predicted it would leave the EU, and here's the percentage. I got it spot on, not to the fucking decimal point. Say it was like 53% or whatever it was. I said 53%. And then say Scotland was 65% remain. I can't remember. I said that on Twitter. I said both it. I'll fucking tweet it. And I got it. Steven Spielberg says, lucky guess. Was it? To guess both of them that accurately? Everybody was saying, it won't be. And I predicted Trump would get in. And everybody said, no, I don't think so. No, that won't happen. I predict. I remember predicting a few years ago, there's going to be a big death in the next 2 weeks. A big death, big celeb. You know who died? Michael Jackson. Right, troops, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about the global rise of fascism. I don't want to talk about that. You're talking about Brazil. This is a Monday morning motivator. A morning motivator. This is a morning motivator. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? You tell me what you want to talk about, trips, and I'll get started on that. Motivating your day. I don't know if you noticed there, but I actually did do a wee technical... Oh! I did do a wee technical thing there. I'm not going to bother with zooming in the clouds. That's just a wee thing I want to put in. Right, get me out of my depression bed, please. I can't do that. Right. Well, I could do that, right? Sorry, I shouted there because I switched window and I thought there was going to be a problem. Family and relationships, says Dr. Roberts. Dr. Roberts for Blow Monkeys. Well, how do you organise yourself for the week, Limmy? Says Eva's dad. The clouds stop every 10 seconds. No, they don't. They don't stop. That's just the end of the video. The clouds don't stop. They keep on moving. The video just isn't loopable. That's all. It's a free video that I got. Forget about that. Well, here's what I was thinking last night. Last night, Loop is pure jarring. For fuck's sake. Well, here you go, look. There you go, happy. There's a wee pub. We're in a pub. Do you know the green? I'm not even going to talk about it. Just that green there, that green around my head, there wasn't as much as that. Got to sort that out. Did I have that turned maybe a wee bit more there? Forget about that. Forget about the technical stuff. I'm not here to fucking be technically perfect. I'm not here to be technically perfect. Last night, this is a technical issue, free stream, says Andrew Banter. That's right. Last night I was lying in bed and I was thinking to myself, right, what am I going to do? Right, what we'll do is maybe I like to think about things, right? I like to think about what I'm going to do, what I want to do. Every cunt does, but I think about things, needlessly think about things. I think, what I could do an Ableton stream. Maybe do an Ableton stream. Aye, maybe do that. What are you doing with your videos anyway? Where is it you're going with all this? The technical stuff, I mean, you got all the lights set up and everything, so that's alright. But what is it you want to do? These streams take too long. I mean, you say the 9 o'clock morning motivator's going to be like 10 minutes, it ends up going on for 3/4 of an hour, and then you're on later, and then you're on later again, and you're spending too much time in it, and you're fanning about technically wise, and people are going to complain, and they're not going to like it. And why don't you just stick to what are you going to do? You're going to download Ableton, you're going to get that new one. What are you going to do? Here, what about your book? When you're going to work, you got to get your book finished. And what about all the rest of it, writing other stuff? What are you going to do? What you can do is this, what you can do is that. What about this? What about that? Think of this, think of that. Most people think that, but what I do is I spend a lot of time. This isn't. I'm sorry to make this all about me, but maybe by me talking about me, it helps you. Somebody there says definitely ADHD. I don't think so. Now I'm going to the doctor, in just about a week, to see if I've got ADHD. But see, at the same time, I'm like, is that ADHD? Sometimes the way I think feels like it, but feels like a description. But I'm like, it's one of these things. I don't mean to say like, look, I've been suicidal before, right? And I had to go on antidepressants. I mentioned that before, and I mentioned it, right? So I'm not one of these people who say, is depression though just like being a bit sad? I'm not like that. But see, with ADHD, sometimes you describe what I just did there, just thinking, you're kind of worrying, and you get somebody going, that's definitely ADHD. To think about a lot of things is ADHD. You should be like this, look. All the time. See if somebody was to peek into your mind, this is what it should be like. See if you've not got any disorders or anything like that. This is what your mind should be like all the time. When should you be like that? Anyway, last night I was thinking, sometimes certain things pop into my brain, borderline personality, like, oh, that's shite. I'm not saying it's shite. I mean the diagnoses that you get online for people in chats and things like that. Maybe you've got borderline personality disorder. Maybe you've got ADHD. I've said on Twitter, oh, I was feeling down. Feeling quite down yesterday, but the day I feel cracking, feel fucking high as a kite. And I might go on to say why. Oh, I just feel good. I just got rid of that. Or I would even say, oh, this morning I felt all down or something. The day later on in the day, I'll feel fucking magic. And you get people who go like that. Oh, that's bipolar. Aye, looks like you got bipolar disorder there. You were down before, and now you're happy. Sounds like that's bipolar. Send in my next patient, please. That's bipolar there. You got to get a professional. You got to get a professional to tell you. Anyway, the reason why I was bringing that up was because last night last night, I was thinking about a few things that I want to do, and my mind was in a disorderly sort of way where it's just all over the place. I could do that, do that, and an idea popped into my mind. And the reason not feeling motivated, young Bern says not feeling motivated. Young Bern, are you talking about this stream? Are you talking about so far about what I'm saying? You're not feeling motivated. Everybody be quiet and listen to this. Young Bern, because I want to speak to people like you. If that is what you're saying, young Bern says not feeling motivated. You talk about this stream as to making you feel motivated. Is that what you're saying? Oh, I've got the whole background there. Look. Right. Well, why don't you why don't you fucking shut up and listen? That might motivate you. Because this has gone somewhere. What I'm saying right now has gone somewhere. The reason why you're not motivated is you can't concentrate when somebody wiser than you, older than you, wiser than you, is giving you an opportunity to learn. Now, I can't be a good teacher if you're not going to be a good pupil. A teacher can't teach if the pupil won't turn up. Right. There we go. You don't know how old they are. Modern Morrissey, everybody's younger than me. Thanks for the sub split, that. Everybody's younger than me on the internet. Right. So I was thinking last night, I was lying in bed, I was thinking about a few things. I was thinking, you can do that. Do you know what I'm telling you right now? I'm starting to forget what my point was. Well, that's got to be ADHD. I'm starting to forget what my point was. But last night I was thinking about it. I was thinking, I'll talk about that tomorrow on the webcam. I thought, no, you're going to ask people. Ask people what they want to talk about. That's the point of this. Maybe live and all that. But if you just fucking turn up and go, here's what I want to talk to today, like some sort of fucking sermon, people might not like that. If I come to you with some, like, almost like a pre-thought thing, then it's as if it's some sort of sermon that I'm preparing for, but it isn't. That I've prepared for you, but it isn't. But what I was thinking last night was how, and I've said it before, like how do you order your fucking mind? How do you get your mind ordered? How do you simplify your mind so that, see what you're doing that day, you know what you're fucking doing, or see what you're doing over the next week or the next fortnight. You're no sort of all over the place. How do you fucking focus yourself? I'm not talking about you know, I'm not talking about have a mundane life, says young Bern. No. I mean, how do you like, see me, like, I like, I came out, what was it last night? I thought about it last night. I thought, oh, that's the answer. That's it there. Did I dream it? No. I thought it last night. I thought, that's the fucking answer. Instead of having all these things on your mind, a lot of it useless, and thinking about things that don't really matter, how do you sort of, meditation is actually really useful. I agree, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, let's say, oh, it came to me last fucking night. I had the fucking answer last night in my head. I can't even remember what my fucking point was. What was that again? Do you know, even last night when it came to me, I thought, this is quite a good point, but it's actually not a very, very good point. That's what I thought last night. I thought, oh, that's clever, but it's only 80% as clever as what you want it to be. That's a good point, actually. It's not a brilliant point, but that's quite a good point. Maybe talk about that tomorrow. And because it isn't fucking interesting enough and it isn't good enough, my mind's just a bit like, just let it go, man. Which is actually quite good. That's quite good. In fact, let's talk about that. Let go of the things that are not interesting. There you go. No, that's just not good enough. Bad Taste says start writing things down. But how do you do it? How do you know how you can't be arsed? How do you do stuff? How do you get motivated and how do you get on with things when you can't be arsed? What's the lazy person's way of being no lazy? How can you do everything you need to do when you can't be fucked? How do you do that? How's that done? How can you be fucked doing it? But that isn't what I was thinking last night. That was like, I said I was going to be on here for 10 minutes, right? Right. I quite like when it goes to that. It looks like I've went like that. Do you know what I mean? I like that. I like that. Think about it. Do you know what I mean? One day I was here. Oh my god. I've got an idea. Thanks for coming. Guys. Hope you don't mind me taking you to the bar here. It's just good to get out of the old office, isn't it? You're probably sick of your office. I thought I'd come here today for some blue sky thinking. If you have a look under desks, I've placed a notepad and pen there for you, so we can just get on with this. You probably don't have a pen, might not have a pad with you, but we could just get started with some blue sky thinking. So, guys, I'm asking you guys, what ideas do you want to talk about today to motivate you, or something else? Let's we're going to try a campaign to motivate people. The Scottish government have asked me to curate a selection of ideas for a poster, an online and offline campaign to motivate people that this is like the biggest threat to the economy, more than mental health and injury. Motivation. So let's hear some ideas. Let's have a brainstorming blue sky session, guys. If you got an idea, just type in the chat. Okay. Frankie says mind map it. That's a great idea. We'll think about that. Drugs. We're not going to talk about drugs. This is purely thoughts. Therapy. We're not looking for therapy right now. This is just, we're looking for motivational posters to put around Glasgow and the rest of the central belt, and then hopefully moving up north to Aberdeen and Inverness. Negative reinforcement. Brella says, I don't know what you mean, but I'm not going to criticise it, because one of the important aspects of brainstorming in this blue sky session is to not criticise any idea. Even if you said a dog, even if you said 2 tomatoes falling off a van, nonsense like that, it doesn't matter, stick it in, guys. Whatever comes to you, there's a reason for it. Thanks, Pixel Demon has subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. Cornflake Girl says, compliment someone. I really like that one. Compliment someone. Find your wank to be happy, says 100 and throbbing. I think we're going to go for something like that. That's really hot right now. Find your happy with right move. Find your awesome. Find your, basically it's find your, and an adjective. Normally it's a noun, like find your place or find your motivation. Like this, for example. I've got it. Find your motivate. In case you just joined us, guys, we're doing a bit of blue sky thinking to come up with a campaign idea for by the Scottish Government to motivate people on their way to work or college or wherever you're going. Just walking about. Motivational posters. Find your motivate. Does anyone have anything better than that? CG Atcha says kill negativity. We don't want any posters with kill. There's a lot of violence in the world and we don't want that. Someone there says smile you're happy. That sounds great. Smile you're happy. Find your find. Joblob says find your find. I think that's the one. Find your find. Joblob's there. Has grabbed victory. Has grabbed victory there from the hands of Joblob's there. He's not even a subscriber. He's not a Prime account. And I think that goes to show you it doesn't matter where you're from in life. You have a contribution to make. I think maybe that's something we could put on the posters for more information. Maybe we could put on one of those one of the QR codes. We can put a QR code that's really, really popular right now, and we could put a QR code on the poster. Scan here for information, and then we could put in that further info. We could put the words in idea by Joblobs on the poster, but I think it would distract from the message, which is find your finds. I don't think Joblobs would want his name on it because that would. Thanks Kid Conzo for the sub. I think that would. Vori there says not liking the caste system in chat, but this is what I'm saying here. Joblobs is one of the untouchables. He's one of the lower, the people at the bottom there, and it is his idea that's risen to the top. There is no caste system. It's an illusion. So when you scan the QR codes, and it'll be very small down the bottom, almost you can't see it. It will say idea by Joblobs, and maybe perhaps a link to his Twitch account to look at his content. But let's get back to the campaign itself. Find your find. I can see it all over Glasgow, and posters and bus shelters. You know these bus shelter posters where you have the poster, then the machine rotates it around. Not the digital screens, but the ones where the poster moves around or moves up around like a kind of like a towel and a towel in a toilet, public toilet. Except the next poster is the same poster. Find your find. I think that's great. I'm almost speechless. What does it mean, says what does it mean, find your find? Can you talk about that a bit? I think find your find, talking about it, what does it mean, that is the genius of the message. That is the message. Find your find. You're trying to find out what this means, for example. You're trying to find out. It's like keep feeling fascination by the Human League. Find your find. Find what it is that you're trying to find. What is it you're trying to find? That's what I think that's what Anna says. I'm lost. Then find your find. What is it you're looking for? Find out what it is you're looking for. I think it's genius. I really, really do. I think it's genius. I think this Job Lobs is probably a marketing consultant. Find your find. Caroline M says need a mind map to find it. I think we don't need any mind maps or anything like that. I don't even think someone who's reading the poster needs to thanks for its cheer. Find your find is saying to people, are you walking about aimless? You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you like. You don't know how to organise your minds. You don't know what is it you're trying. Still, you too still haven't found what I'm looking for. Keep feeling fascination. Fascination in brackets. Keep in brackets. Keep feeling, and then close brackets. Fascination by the Human League. Also, Fascination by Alphabeat. These are possibly songs for the advert. Find your find. Aim says, well, can you pay him for coming up with the tagline? Unfortunately, V Ready, there is no monetary there's no monetary compensation for coming up with the idea. There never was. Job Lob says no. Job Lobs, I hope you're not trying to come it. Because Job Lobs, I never said there'd be any money involved in this. But this is a fantastic opportunity for you to get your name out there. Unfortunately, there isn't much of a budget at all. All of it will be taken up with our fees on important to. The only reason I can bring this idea to you today is because we will be taking the very, very small fee that there is for this. But I have never said during this stream, Job Lobs, that this is a monetary opportunity. But I think it's a great idea. Find your find. But let me just say this: Job Lobs is probably speaking with his lawyers right now, and that's maybe a good idea. You're probably speaking with the lawyer. Although if you are struggling to scrape pennies together, that this sort of thing matters to you, I doubt that you actually have the financial resources to afford a lawyer. I don't think this is a legal aid matter. So I think I'm pretty safe when it comes to this. But I'm not trying to bully out of your money. There simply is no money. But find your find. It's a great idea. But we were here, Warner Child. We were here. But I just want to say this to everyone who likes Job Lob's idea, motto, find your find. Does everyone like that? Have a think, tell me in the chat, do you like that? Find your find. First of all, let's see this. Just looking at the chat here. A lot of people love it, but one person said no. Sierra there said no. So it's not perfect. It's okay, says Huffington. It's okay. Some people just think it's so-so, and that's even worse than not liking it because you're not even getting a reaction. What you want to do is for people to also dislike it so much that they talk about it, and that's what yours isn't doing for a lot of people in the chat. But for the people who say, for the people who like it, let me say this. Now I want you to brace yourself for this. The reason why you like it is because it already existed. It already existed. The reason why we like things, why something rings true to us, the reason why we like things is because it rings true to us. And the reason why it rings true is because it already exists somewhere in your mind. You can't be told something that isn't true and you feel it's true. You can't be told something that is true and for that to be a revelation of truth. Let me just expand upon that. What I'm trying to say is this. When you hear the term find your find, which I'd still think to this day is genius by job lobs. See, I'm giving credit. When you hear that, you instantly know that you're listening to the truth. When you hear find your finds, it's a great idea. That's how I felt when I first heard it. Find your finds. I think about it and I go, that's great. People that don't know what they're looking for in life, then find your finds. Find what you're finding. Find what you're trying to find. Find out what you would like to find. Not just find the thing you're trying to find, but find out what thing you would like to find out about yourself. Maybe you'd like to find a place. You want to go travelling around the world. Whatever it may be. Find your finds. Don't just walk about in a trance, not looking. You don't know what you're looking for. You don't even know. You can't begin to. Completely aimless. But find your find. Thank you, Young Byrne. Has joined the sub team. Thank you there. Find your find. It's such a great takeaway. I feel such a great takeaway. Find your finds. You don't have to write it down on a bit of paper. It's so easy. 2 of the words, 3 words, and 2 of them are the same. Find your finds. Find like a sandwich. Find on either side with your in the middle. Find your, which we're all very familiar with, so you can't take the credit for that, job lobs. Everyone knows find your. And then you simply stuck find on at the ends. Are you really going to take credit for that, son? Are you really going to take credit for that, son? Find your finds is essentially shit. It's essentially a shit idea, but it's also genius because it works. That's what makes it genius. It's shit, but it works, and you're going to take the credit for that. I'm not even sure if you think about it that you would want to put your name on in the QR codes, but I think it's genius. Find your finds. And what I was trying to say there to job blobs, if he is thinking of suing, is that it is a truthful statement. It's a truthful idea. Find your find. And when we hear something that's truthful, whether it's in a motivational poster or it's by a motivational speaker, when you hear it, when you hear something that truly impacts on you, they're never explaining something to you that you didn't already know. Most people's reaction when they hear one of these motivational phrases or things to take away, a motivational takeaway, is, what's your reaction when you first hear someone say, someone is motivational, say Tony Robbins, or something like someone like that. When someone says something that's true about the human condition, what's your first feeling? What's the first thing you say? Yes, this is the flat beer I was drinking last night. Bit of an early start, but I don't live by the rules. Someone says thank you. No. Found. Not thank you. No. Not thank you. I'm just going to go ahead and sell you. The first thing, thank you, Jackie. Jackie the Joke Man Marsing, thank you for the sub. The first thing you say when you hear a truthful statement or a motivational statement is that, oh my God, that's so true. Isn't it? You think, oh my God, that's so true. That's the first thing you think. That's so true. Am I right? You think, oh God, that's right, that's so true. Now, how can someone take the credit for saying something that's true? The truth exists independently of us. The truth exists independently of us. Wouldn't you say? It's like Pythagoras. Why should we even know that guy's name? The sum of the square of two sides of a right angle triangle equals the square root. The square root of the sum of the square of the two sides that are not the two adjacent sides of the sum. The square root of the sum of the two sides that are not the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is equal to the square root of the hypotenuse. Now, that's Pythagoras' theorem. Why do we know that guy's name if it's true? He didn't give us anything, he just revealed something that was already there. It's like when people say Newton invented gravity. Or Newton discovered gravity. Did he really? You're telling me that before Newton came along, no one noticed that if you have something here and go like that, it drops. No one knew that. No one noticed that before fucking Newton came along. Now, very few people these days say that Newton invented gravity or beyond that, but some people still say that Newton discovered gravity. He didn't. We already knew. He just put some sums together, tried to explain it a bit. That's all. That's nothing. And as for... sorry, my mind's just went blank there. Sometimes your mind goes blank, and you have to just let it go. When your mind goes blank, you just got to let it go. It's a great moment we're in right now, guys. Just relax into it. Relax into the feeling. Thanks, James Sargent, for the sub. Relax into it, everyone. When you lose it. When you lose it, you found it. And I have found it. I found it. I know what I'm saying now, because by saying found it reminded me of find your finds. Find your finds. And what makes it so genius, but also why Job Laws will not be getting any credit at all. I changed my mind. There won't even be a link. There won't be a mention of his name, because he's not responsible for coming up with that. He only revealed the truth, and the truth exists independently of us. That's why when you heard Find Your Finds, and when I heard it, I was blown away by the truth. When someone discovers gold, they didn't invent gold, they discovered it. He discovered gold. He didn't invent gold. Job Lobbs didn't invent gold, he discovered it. So he will not be getting any credit at all. And from this point on, I will not be saying Job Lobbs' name. That's it, he's wiped from history. The same way that Pythagoras should have been wiped from history. Newton should have been wiped from history. From now on, we're going to forget that it was him. I've already stopped saying his name. That said it. He's going to be wiped from history, guys. But someone needs to be the custodian of the idea, and I suggest that's me because I'm here. Who is that guy? He wasn't even subbed. He's not even got a Prime account. We don't know who he is. He could be gone tomorrow, and with that idea and their knowledge of who came up with it is gone with them. But I'm here. I'm here, and I can be the custodian and the curator of that idea, and hopefully many more ideas that you guys are going to come up with for me, for us here on the stream. So guys, it was great we came up with that idea. That's going to motivate you guys today, and it is Find Your Finds. I'm so glad I came up with that in a manner of speaking, because it wouldn't have happened without this webcam and without me guiding us in that direction. So today, guys, to get yourself motivated, find your find. In fact, I'm just going to put it on the screen right now. Text. There it says. Okay, add new source. Here it says, find your finds. I'm just going to change that to, I think, Open Sans, which I think is a great. In fact, I think we'll do light, and I think if we make it big enough, it won't look. That's great. I think make it even bigger. That's great. Find your find. Just going to put it center on screen. Hey guys, welcome to the Find Your Finds. Hold on, I'm just going to take for a second, just got to say, oh, sorry guys. Hey guys, welcome to the Find Your Finds. Hey guys, welcome to the Find Your Finds webcam. This is what we're going to be calling it now. This is going to be called from now on the Find Your Finds morning motivator. This is going to help you find your finds. This is going to really help you guys find your find. You know, I think actually the logo, the words here, I'm going to put that in a folder called Draggables, and then I'm going to take the logo and the words, put that in the Draggables folder. Yes, take all that, and guys, I'm going to drag that. Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing again, guys. I do apologise. We're going to have to lock that down. Okay, take Draggables. That's the wrong thing again, guys. I do apologise for this. I'm going to take Draggables, and I'm going to put it up to the useless area up the top left here. For some reason, every time I try to click and drag it, it won't let me, guys. It won't let me. I have to hold down the button here. I think put it up in this redundant area up the top left. That's great. And perhaps we need to darken the drop shadow on the text. Perhaps we need to do that. But there we have it. Guys, I'm just going to censor this horizontally. There it says, find your finds. That's incredible. Hold on, just need to censor it. Alignment, censor. Welcome to the Find Your Find. In fact, I think what might be good is if we just quickly try another colour, and I'm going to let you guys go. I've got a real busy day ahead. I'm going to keep it white, but I'm going to turn the opacity down to 80% to give it just the slightest suggestion of transparency. Let's try 50, maybe too much. That's too much. It's not vivid enough. Change it to 75%, 3/4. I think that's fine. You know, guys, what do you think about just going straight for the no. Do you think that looks more dynamic? Is that more dynamic, guys? In italic? You don't shite. Okay, you don't like it. Back to this then. Another option is to do a bolder version. That I think is too. That's a bit more. I do like the slight transparency, but for me it's a bit too shouty. It's a bit too shouty for me. Yeah, it's a bit too shouty. It's a bit too shouty. So I'm just going to quickly go back to Open Sans Light. There we are. I'm going to just try it in sentence case. Hold on. Find your finds. No, that's not good at all. I'm going to try it completely all lowercase. Find your find. Really casual. No. Let's get back to it. That's the one. Guys, welcome and goodbye from this, the very first Find Your Find. Oh, guys, hold on. I just had a brainwave. No, it looks a bit like no. You can't make out when one word starts. So now try and camel case. Sorry, this has went on a bit too long, guys. This has went far beyond the 10-minute mark. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. I'm going to do this. Look, find your find. I'm going to bring it up slightly. And then I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to paste in a duplicate. And then I'm going to make this much smaller. I'm going to change it to Open Sans Bolds. And that is where the hashtag is going to go. Just going to move this I do apologise, guys, for the for this. This is Open Sans. And I don't think we're going to get away with that as a semi-transparent. I think full white. I think that's great. I really do. Here you go, guys. Find your finds, and then we'll just put that a little bit below so it's not interfering with the message. I think that's great, guys. Find your finds. I could fade it down slightly if you would prefer. I could fade it back down again at 75%, just so it's not interfering too much. How's that, guys? Look to you. So, guys, welcome to and welcome and goodbye, because we're going to be finishing this. Welcome to What About Text Color. I think that's fine the way it is. I could make it bold, not font weight, but I could try different colors. I'm not going to spend too much time. Now, what counters the yellow background there? Blue. The opposite of yellow is blue. Could go for some shades. That's too dark. I could try a shade of green, quite natural. Green's quite natural. It's quite natural. Find your finds. Maybe perhaps a light blue turquoise. That's not that could be quite good. Find your finds. And I'm not going to spend too long on this, guys. A bit too dark. I think, guys, I'm going to go for really light shades of blue. Perhaps really light shades of blue like that. Desaturated. Perhaps like that. I think that's... I think that'll do. I think that'll do. I'm just going to quickly switch off this. And welcome to the Find Your Finds morning cam, where I'm going to help you guys find your finds. Every morning, I'm going to be here every single day to help you find your finds. As you can see there, I don't have the words there, but I'll sort that out. Find your finds. Oh, we have arrived. It took a while. I'm glad. When your sub is ignored, sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. OVLH, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to James Sargent for the tier 1 sub. Thank you. Duff E, thank you so much for the I'm glad you found your founds. Duff E. thank you so much, guys. We were here when this happens. It took a while, but it's 10 o'clock. We've been here for an hour solid, and I think that's a great place to end. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, where we found how to find your find. I'll never forget this, guys. I'm gonna hop off now, but thank you, and I'll see you guys maybe later today. Or I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, bright and early. Perhaps Limmy will be on later today, playing games or what have you. But for me, next time you'll see me will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. Well, we'll be helping you to find your finds. Bye for now.